Hi everyone. I know it's been a while. I've been kind of going through some things, but first of all, I would love for you to click subscribe on my channel so that you can be aware whenever I do make a new video. And I promise, because people are getting angry with me, that I need to do them more often. So I promise to try to do better. And I would love for you to give me commentary and let me know if there are things that you would like me to talk about. I know some of the stuff is just random according to my mood or whatever I'm going through at any given time that day. However, I would love your feedback so this can be our thing. Okay, today's topic is dating. This came from, I was watching Windy City Live. I can't remember what day it was, if Monday or Tuesday something. And they were talking about dating in the pandemic. So then I had a conversation with my mother. And forget the pandemic, how about dating, period, okay? So for me and many of my friends, male and female, it sucks. And so what I'm about to say, all my male friends and male subscribers and listeners, please do not be offended. This is not meant to be towards you. However, I'm a female, so everything that I'm speaking of is going to be from a female perspective, because that's what I know. However, a lot of my male friends talk about it and they say that, women are garbage too. Now, just like I'm saying men, that is not a generalization, for every man out there, just some that I've run into. And I'm sure that's the same thing with men. Some women that you've run into are just trash. So when I'm speaking about men that, and I'm sure that it's the same thing for women too. So just think of it that way and don't be offended. Okay. So I was having a conversation with my mother about this. And so she was talking about let me go back. So part of the thing on Windy City Live, I'm the guy, and I can't remember, oh my goodness, he's a radio host, and I think his name is Josh. And he was saying when he met his girlfriend, Kenzie, that he knew. And, the subject matter was when you know, when you want to be with someone, there's no hesitation. And I think that a lot of us can say that we have wasted time. I'll say being in a situationship with someone that we really had no business with. And there is a difference. If you want to be in a relationship, that's one thing. And I think that you should say that. But then I think sometimes what you don't say is actually what you're saying. And those are signs that sometimes we don't necessarily pay attention to, and then we get ourselves in trouble and we get heartbroken when we could avoid it. And I think some of that too comes with age, because I know definitely now I do not have time. So immediately I'm like, that's not looking real good. See ya. So anyway, my mom was telling me about, she and my dad had been dating, not even for a while, because, both of them said that they were marriage minded, even though both of them had been married before. But so I guess by that time they figured, okay, I'll get it right this time. Well, anyway, my mother said that it was winter, and if you guys know anything about Chicago, if you live in the city, dibs. So if it snows, because the city typically plows the main streets before they get to, residential streets. So people plow their own space out, and they put lawn furniture, sometimes house furniture, in those spaces to reserve the park so that no one else will take it. And, so it snowed, and I think they had been dating for a month, and my father did not have the keys to my mother's car or apartment. But I love my daddy, God rest his soul, but he was a stalker, because my mother said that he worked nights at that time. And she went to work, and she didn't drive that day because it had snowed and she couldn't shovel out or whatever. And so she got home from work, and she didn't initially pay attention to her car. But she got up to her apartment to go in, and she said she smelled food. See, this is where my mother and I are a little different, because as much as I love food, if it's smelling from my apartment and I didn't cook it, somebody's going to get shot. Okay, that's just me. She goes in carefully, but she goes in. My father was not there, but I say broke in, entered her apartment, cooked her a full meal. I'm talking, like greens, steak, cornbread, all that good stuff, and baked her a cake. Where are these men? Cause see, I get the ones like, can I borrow some money? No, you cannot. What happened to men like my daddy? I'm gonna need him, if you up in heaven, sprinkle something to send somebody down, because it's just absolutely ridiculous, but kind of funny. But then he shoveled the space for her car and then moved her car in front of the building. Again, he did not have keys to either her car or apartment. So, I wish I had known this before he passed away, because I have questions. Not that I want to be a stalker, but sometimes some things are necessary, but that's not the point. But getting back to the whole dating thing for real, he obviously knew what he wanted, and that's why they were married for 50 years before he passed away. And I think that sometimes we know, women always talk about it all the time. Typically, if you see somebody what you want, whether it be physical or if you're looking at them like, I want to know more. And I know I have been in situations where I look back and I'm so thankful for growth, because I did some things that I just want to reach around and kick my own self in the butt. Like, girl, really? What were you thinking? Just time wasting and allowing people to say things to me that were just so disrespectful, which again, growth. Because now some of those things, it would be some slow singing and flower bringing, but I'm evolving still. But I think that this pandemic, it's not even about dating in the pandemic, but overall, we should use this opportunity to look at ourselves overall, not just with dating, and figure out what we want, where we want to go, and what we need to do to get there. Life is long yet short, and I, for one, have committed to no longer settling. If I want it, I'm going to get it. It may not be in one day, but I'm going to work at it. And I think that we should all do that, whether it be, a relationship. You can't make anyone be with you. That's relative. Well, if you want them to want you back, you know what I mean? You can do some things, you stalk a person and other things like that. I don't recommend that. That's not a good thing. You want someone to love you in return. So, it's funny because I had a former friend, and this is a former friend for a reason, obviously, who told me that I needed to lower my standards. Really? Who tells somebody that's almost 50 years old to lower their standards? I could be alone all day. Never would I ever, even on the 32nd of Neverwary, lower my standards. I am who I am. I may, be casual and all that good stuff like that, but trust and believe, lowering my standards is not a part of the equation. I simply can't, because there are too many things that I can do for myself. And I'm not trying to be in a relationship for someone to do anything for me. But on the flip side, I'm also not trying to be in a relationship to take care of anyone. I don't have children for a reason, which means that you need to, if you're going to be in my life, I want you to complement my life, not complicate my life. And you thinking that I'm supposed to go to work and take care of you is complicating my life. Michelle is not going to take away from her personal budget for anyone. I am not going to work hard and struggle and sacrifice and save and do the things that I need to do to then go and give you my money. What is this, Superfly? I'm not trying to be pimped, unless it's by Chanel or, Gucci or something like that. No, that's not the point. But seriously, I just think that we all can do better. We need to analyze and think about, like I said, what we want and how we're going to get there. As far as making mistakes, one thing that I really had to work on doing was forgive myself. Because, some of the behavior that I exhibited back in the day as far as being in situationships, I know I shouldn't have been there. I know I was raised better than that, but I allowed people to mistreat me and disrespect me, which now, like I said, age and maturity does a lot for you. Now, wouldn't happen. However, it wasn't like I didn't know better. Obviously, my parents taught me better. I don't know. I don't even know why. I can't explain it, that I felt like there was going to be some different type of result or whatever. But again, when you know better, you do better. And sometimes when you're in situations, you have your heart broken or whatever, you know that that's not what you want, not what you need. And you do more to prevent that from happening and to excel and have greater. And so I just think that we all, no matter what age, need to take a step back and first of all think about what we want as a whole, even in life outside of relationships. And now is the time to seize and take advantage, because with some of the things that are going on, I don't know about you, but I wonder, is the world ending? Because some of the behavior that people are exhibiting is absolutely insane. It's like they need to open some new mental institutions, because they are missing some patience. You and I know it. We all know it, but that's a whole other conversation. But that's all for today. I want everyone, take care of you. And like I said, set goals. I have recently started to make kind of one of those the boards. I can't think of what you call it, but like where your goals and things that you want to do, as I keep creeping closer to 50, because I don't want to keep looking back and saying coulda, woulda, shoulda. And my friend and I the other day had a conversation about, everyone kind of, well, maybe not, but most of us kind of, your birthday starts coming, especially the older you get, you sometimes get a little depressed, because you start thinking about what you haven't accomplished, what you set out to, but you didn't, and you feel kind of like, And so, of course, my birthday is what now? 3 weeks away. So now I'm kind of feeling those thoughts like, man, I said I was going to do this and have that, and, things, and some things are material, whatever. But right now it's just really important to live and be healthy and safe. But as 48 approaches, I'm really taking a step back as to where I want to be by 49. We all know I've set the goal of fine by 50. I've got more weight to lose and all that kind of stuff like that. And I'll get there. But there are some other things too. And so we can all take this journey together. But as far as dating, don't ever take less than what you deserve. Don't accept anything less. Never let a person reject you more than once. If a person rejects you, don't hang around and wait for it to happen again. If they don't call you, or if they call you when they feel like calling you, don't answer. Stop that. Stop being available for people who aren't available for you and who treat you like dirt. Don't do it. You can do better. We all deserve better. And I have a friend who always says, you teach people how to treat you. And when you accept being treated like, trash on the street, that's exactly how you're going to get treated. And we don't want that. So change the behavior. We have all, I think, overall, dating is not like what it used to be. It seems like the stories or what you see on TV and how relationships have changed significantly in the past, 20, 30, 40 years. And it keeps changing. And sometimes it's getting worse, because like now this is the era of just hook up. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. I'm not speaking against hookups, but you can't be the hookup girl and marriage minded at the same time. You have to pick a lane, and you have to make sure that you are being treated according to the way that you want to be treated. And if things aren't going right, exit stage left. Don't stay in it. Don't accept that behavior. Don't do anything that leaves you feeling unworthy. And if it does, get out of it immediately. Don't even wait. Don't wait for those phone calls or texts or messages or whatever that sing you that swan song. Delete and block. Move on, because the more you entertain it, the more heartbroken you're going to become, and the more time that you're going to waste, and you're going to keep yourself from being with the person who you deserve to be with, and who's actually the one for you, and who's going to give you what you want and need. That person is out there. I don't know where they're at, because, I'm not looking. I'm just waiting. I'm keeping myself occupied doing things for me, because one thing that I've learned, when you are the best you, that's when the best for you will come. So we've got to work on just being better for ourselves, and whatever it is that we want. Be it if we want hookups, we want to get hooked up with the right person, because you don't want to waste time with that either, because, that that's a whole other conversation. I'm gonna be nice now, but let's spend this time and finish out 2020 because it's been a bust. But we want to make sure that we're entering 2021 the best that we can be. I know typically every year people say, oh yeah, next year is going to be, great. Well, we learned from 2019 when we were like, oh, 2020 is my year. No, it wasn't. 2020 wasn't the year from anybody. It sucked. Corona cooties and stuff is everywhere, and it's just maddening. So let's start now, ahead of time. It's October. We can get a running start on 2021 to be better. Okay? Well, you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.